I actually thought there was a transmission error when the result of this game came through. I mean, it's got to be game of his life. It was from Norway Chess, Saturday 30th of May. The chess world's still in shock at this entire week of Norway Chess. It was Wesley playing with the black pieces, only ever beaten Magnus once in his entire career, classical chess, and Magnus kicking off with pawn to e4. He's the world number one, of course, known as the GOAT of chess. He's got the white pieces, so he should have the advantage here, and yet in this Italian game, it's Wesley who starts to creep into the upper hand as the game progresses. This is crazy stuff. Magnus goes bishop g5, wants a big fight, because the question becomes, is that bishop good, putting the pressure on the black position, or locked out the game? You're going to see what I mean here. Both players just kind of trotting out the standard opening moves. Castle the king, quick king safety fist bump, drop off with the bishop, prophylaxis. They've got their bits out at the board. That's what the top guys do, and this is what we so often see. Blasting off with the pawn, kick back the minor piece. Have you just weakened your king, or have you locked this bishop in jail for eternity, looking very stinky? This is the big question now. We get Chewbacca's favourite move, the Wookiee one, g4, huge space gain, but you have given up a square. Magnus eyeing up this one day. Now we see this one sideline itself. What is going on? Well, they're headed for the promised lands. Magnus goes on a pony manoeuvre. He loves to manoeuvre with his pony. We know that. Long-term viewers of the channel know that. Do consider subscribing if you haven't already, if you love a pony manoeuvre. Now we see the queen streaming into the game, and this is the thing. Even though the pawns are advanced, the pieces move in behind. You do get this lovely outpost here. Sometimes the f-pawn pushes, knight rotates around, so black's doing okay. It's not like you're about to get spanked or anything over here. Bang! Bishop takes. Why would you give up your bishops? You normally hold on to them. Well, it's a very closed pawn structure. That knight was eyeing up some juicy outposts, especially this one. So takes makes sense. Now we see knight f4, and you could play pawn d4 straight away. It stops the bishop developing here because d5. Different kind of game. Magnus plays the super weird looking Queen e1. We're going to see the point. Bishop e6 is played and f3. And with the queen on e1, this bishop here and queen now form a battery. And so when this knight moves, you can look at some sneaky stuff. Plus, imagine peeling open that g-file. Lovely jubbly. So that's why Wesley pushes the h-pawn, trying to keep things closed over there. Magnus now decides to move this bishop. He offered a change of the structure. Black didn't go for it. Wesley drops back here, and now pawn d4. Important move to give a bit of escape room. I mean, you could have headed there again, right? But Magnus wants to move forward. Now we see the stinky f6, but at least the king's off the diagonal. Rook d1, another point of queen e1. Knight e to g6 now, and with the pressure piled on here, you surely take... No. We get one of the favourite moves of all Star Wars fans everywhere. It's R2-D2. Excellent move there. Always makes me think of Hikaru, a man who's always struggled to remember the names of the Star Wars robots. Poor guy.
H5D2, 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 C5, H5D5, E1, E1.
Now we see this rook slide up the board. It's slow, it's cagey, it's manoeuvry. You could play d5 here. Do like that move. But Magnus plays king h1. It's actually a step in the wrong direction, away from the centre, even though it looks really natural. King h7. Now pawn d5. Connect 4 for Magnus. He wins a day out in the hot tub with David Howell, maybe even a back rub if he plays his cards right. They're the best of friends. Now we see bishop d7, takes, rook takes. Great exchange for Magnus, because now he can target this square. He does so. Wesley knows that, of course, challenges the knight, and at this point, Magnus Carlsen can make a repetition. Because if he drops back with the bishop, Wesley's likely to go with the queen. Wesley loves a draw. This is why they sing, "Say it ain't so, Wesley's a pro." He will draw till the cows come home. He's even drawn Ali Reza recently, like one of those French girls. There he is, posing for Wesley to actually get going on the canvas. Here, though, Magnus doesn't repeat. The repetition would have been like shown, because if black tries to take, sorry, whose move is it here? If black tries to take and win a pawn, white does this, takes, and then you pin, and soon pick up the pawn back. Something like this. It's a roughly level position. So that's just one possibility. But Magnus doesn't go for it. He drops back with the knight immediately. Queen h6 is now played, and he just goes for the wrong plan. Lower on time. He plays the explosive c4, preparing to do this. Now we see the knight spin round. Not yet, sorry. Getting ahead of myself. Rook over to b3, but Wesley just ignores it. Plays this knight into g6, hits the bishop. Knight f1 now has to be played. You know, you can't go forward, or this, and this, and you lose a piece because the queen was overloaded. So the knight doesn't go forward, goes back, opens up the queen's defense, takes, queen takes, and f5. Wesley roars in a kind of weak and timid, modest, humble way, as he does. If you take the pawn, you're dead, because black peels open the f-file. Huge pressure here. You can't take back. Rook's on the knight. Queen's on the rook. If the knight ever moved, it's just awful. So Magnus has to play defense. Now we get takes. Queen takes with check. Knight blocking. And yes, you could take the pawn, but it's really not good. Rook f4 comes. Queen moves. Then e4. Knight e5. All the pieces flood into the position like a massive tsunami. So that's why g3 covers that critical invasion square. These rooks double on the file. Rook f2 defends. But now look at that. Queen c1. Wesley even whispers whoosh as he moves in. Many grandmasters do when they move so many squares like that. And this is what that rook move allowed. So we see king g2. Takes by Wesley. Not the most precise apparently. Taken with the pawn better. But this is the game. Pawn takes check. And Magnus goes wrong. He should play king h3. Still a really tough position. Apparently queen g5 is best. But you can pick up this pawn slowly basically. Not drop this one here on b2 via the queen. And you're doing okay-ish. Black better still. In the game, we saw rook takes. Such a natural move, but it allows takes with check on b2. And you can't block with the rook, or you just get absolutely crumpled on that square. No blocks with the queen, no blocks with the knight that are sensible. So king h3 now, and here we go. All-star endgame move. Queen d4. Offering the exchange of queens, and Magnus just can't avoid it. If you try queen e2 or something, then you don't even have to take the rook and then the pawn. You can move in like this and just start winning stuff. That's a pin. There it goes. Game over. So Magnus has to swap the queens, but his fans aren't bleating. He normally loves an endgame, but not here. Knight and pawns, how to play these ones. If you want to know, if you want to learn, check out Lotus Chess. They've got so many key end games there that you just must know if you want to hold those extra half points or convert half points to full points. Learn your end games, check it out, link below. It's incredible. I use it most days. This is this one. White moving round to try and gobble up the black pawn, but Wesley's way too quick with his own knight. He's a pawn ahead. This is trivial for players of their calibre. All Magnus can do is wait around. Wesley now moving in. A pawn's going to drop, so Magnus hits a couple. This king moves in to defend in the centre. Takes here. Now I love this. Not takes. King e4. Rolling out the red carpet for the pawn. This is how the game proceeded here. Check, king d2. This one kicks the knight, which is defending the pawn. And after it moves, takes with check, king backs up, or forward rather, and d2 is classy. If you take the knight, this goes through and makes a queen. If you take the pawn, then you just swap off, and you win this endgame. King's more than in time to stop the pawn. 3 on 2. These two are connected and passed. It's just a 1-1 position. So you can't take the pawn. So Magnus tries king c2, takes on d5, pawn g5, king e5, and Magnus Carlsen's nothing to do but resign the game. He goes down to Wesley. So unbelievable scenes. Hope you enjoyed this one. Do give Lotus Chess a look below if you want to improve those end games. It's incredible how it teaches you. And have a look at the video on screen if you want to see some more epic chess. Cheers.